Ooh, back end stepped out just a little bit. Woo.
What is emergent gameplay? This is a car review, but we're here at Retroware Arcade in Lansdale, Pennsylvania to talk about video game development.
Time for me to merge!
When programmers and developers make a game, they have a play style which they intend you to follow, but the player may not always do what you want. The player may make up their own rules and solutions to problems that developers or programmers or directors never intended them to do.
Oh, my camera!
This is called emergent gameplay. Emergent gameplay is the game that the player makes up, rather than the scripted story the director wants the player to follow.
I'm getting ahead of myself. Everybody should drive an NA, and now you can too. This NA M-Edition 1997 can be yours. Go to fanaththem.com/regularcars. Buy some limited edition merch, and you're automatically entered to win this wonderful example of what driving should be. The giveaways are back, but in limited form. I said, Justin, I want to do regular cars. And he said, okay, we need to, green light. We need to do regular cars, but obviously they have to be cool. And I'm like, can we please go back to basics? The very genesis of modern driving, the NA Miata, the very first one. He says, I'll do what I can to try to find a good example. And he did. He found an M-Edition with just the correct amount of modifications. We have nothing, there's nothing done to the engine. The engine is stock. It doesn't even have a stupid box at 10 horsepower. No, the engine's completely stock. There is an aftermarket exhaust on here and flying Miata suspension. Oh, and bigger wheels and tires. You can go full lock to lock with this wheel, and this car is it's not gonna rub its tires. I wanna get back to talking about video games in a minute, but I also have to concentrate because I can't stall it again. I am so jealous of other automotive journalists who can talk really well and drive at the same time, but right now, green light! Every day you commute with this car, it is fun. And by commuting in my life, it means going to the gym. Yeah, we'll go back to the arcade in a second, but please go to fanaththem.com/regularcars. Buy some limited edition merch, and someone's gonna win this beautiful NA Miata, and you too can experience what proper driving should be. I'm not really going that fast, but I'm still passing people. I know you're gonna like this car because I don't want to give it to you. I've always been an MR2 guy. Look at that, lady, just rev matching perfectly as I'm going down to another stoplight. Oh, this is a good car. Anyway, back to the review.
Good game designers provide space for the player to mess around and invent their own Calvin ball rules to the game. Open world games like GTA, Elder Scrolls, Just Cause, Red Dead Redemption, these are good examples of open world games that allow or even encourage the player to just screw around. Great cars do the same thing. Tom Matano, God rest his soul, King, hoped you would drive your Miata and reflect upon the romance of the Lotus Elans, Fiat Spiders, and MGBs. But Tom also knew you wouldn't do that for long. You were gonna start hooning, sliding, doing burnouts, trying to do donuts, maybe even a bootlegger's turn like the Rockford Files. You're gonna yank the e-brake in the rain, yoink the e-brake in the Burger King drive-thru, play with yourself in an Amtrak park and ride. So Tom insisted that everything a big, powerful sports car has, like AA arm suspension all the way around, disc brakes front and rear, a high red line, a beautiful looking engine, longitudinal engine, rear drive, manual transmission right between the seats, short throw, and that 50-50 weight distribution for us to goon over All of that's here in this very affordable package. You have all the tools to break the rear end loose and do it at safe speeds, not high speeds that get you put in the wee-woo wagon to the boo-boo building for a case of the not-so-goods. Shift the B6ZE RS 1.8-liter engine beyond its sweet spot of 5,500 RPM. Go to 7,000 every single time. Slam shift the M526 manual and listen to hard bass while braking hard in the middle of a turn so the tires squeal like a twink getting his nipples pinched with binder clips you stole from the reception desk at Tower Health Urgent Care. Farting with the top down.
I've got a present for you.
Swerve back and forth within your lane on US 202. The world is your playground, and a Miata is a pair of worn-in sneakers. It's a recess bell that will never ring. It's summer vacation lasting forever. A Miata is your Pop-Tart staying perfectly warm. Tom Matano will be remembered along with Lee Iacocca, Carroll Shelby, and Gordon Murray as one of the greatest car designers of all time. Maybe the greatest, because he gave the race car experience to the working class by keeping the MX-5 simple and cheap. Any other manufacturer could have copied Miata, but no one ever succeeded. Anybody could copy the tush push, but no one ever does. Go Birds!
This is the final year of the NA. This is 1997. And it's also the M-Edition, which is the ultimate version of the ultimate version. To quote Richard Hammond when he was talking about Porsches. But the true is also about Miatas. There are two types of people in this world. There are people who enjoy Miatas, and then there are people who don't like driving. You know what? There are three people in the world. The people who like Miatas, the people who don't like Miatas, and then there are the people who are afraid to like Miatas because they're afraid of what their friends will say. Right? Those poor people. When I say poor people, I mean unfortunate people. And when I say that, I mean unfortunate men who can't just step away from themselves for just a second, just a tiny little second, and admit that maybe they do like small, zippy cars. And the arguments against Miatas are always the same. Oh, it's not fast. Oh, it doesn't make a lot of power. And oh, it's small. Yes, those are irrefutable things. But come on, man. Do you not want to feel joy in your life? Are you the type of person the type of man who Bill Burr described as only feeling safe having two emotions, fine or frustrated? Going nice near the playground. The NA M-Edition was a thank you to everybody who believed in the Miata project. Because as Jason Camisa, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, so eloquently put it, the Miata they almost never happened. They almost didn't feel like Americans would like this thing. They thought, well, why not have it be a mid-engine vehicle like the dog with a cone of shame on it. They almost thought that, oh, people would really want an MR2. So Mazda, we should just build that. Or we should have like a front wheel drive hot hatch. And the fact that a traditional sports car was made using modern components is astonishing. Usually we're accustomed to people in positions of power making the absolute worst decisions that they can. Hello, deer. See, I'm so small, the deer didn't even run. Back end stepped out just a little bit. But that's the entire point of this car. You can make mistakes with a Miata, but you can make serious mistakes with a Miata, and you will have to correct them. I should remind you about this. This is 1997. There are no driver aids in Gen 1 Miatas. It is just the throttle, the brake, a limited slip rear diff, and the gray matter in between your ears, keeping all of this in tune. But that's the point. You are supposed to learn. A Miata is a very wonderful teacher that wants to instruct you how to properly, not just drive sports cars, but drive in general. You can get a Miata completely messed up. Oversteer, understeer, snap oversteer. You can throw this machine around, but it is light enough and small enough that even an idiot, I am not a good driver, but even an idiot can regain control. And when you do slide out, like if I did spin around, I would probably just spin around in my own lane, as opposed to the people who immediately go out and buy like an S550 Mustang, right? And have freaking huge tires and get themselves into all kinds of trouble, smash and crash outside trying to show off outside of Cars and Coffee. Versus a Miata, when you, I'm waving hi to whoever that is, because that's another guy having a fun night in his, I think that was a Fiesta ST. Here's what a Miata is in terms of video games. A Miata is the first enemy in like a role-playing game or first-person shooter or something. The first enemy that isn't a tutorial enemy. It's the first enemy that's not quite a mini-boss. I wouldn't call a Miata a mini-boss in any sense of the word. But it's the first sort of like mid-tier enemy that you face that's sort of treated like a boss. Like, okay, you are expected to employ the strategies that you learned in the tutorial level. Like, okay, you know the basics of driving. Maybe you've had a Honda Civic, something. Okay, here's something new. This is a rear-wheel drive manual transmission car with no driver aids. Go have fun with it. And you're gonna get a car like this out of control. You're gonna spin it and you're gonna make mistakes, but that's the point. You get to learn. You get to safely make terrible, terrible mistakes within the bounds of the speed limit. Now, all Miatas can be improved. And this one is no different. Not only is it an M-Edition, which gets you the limited slip and different things. You get the wood, oh, the wood. Of all the things, the wood shift knob and a wood emergency brake handle. This one also has flying Miata suspension and sway bar end links as well as wider wheels and tires. But most importantly, the engine has not been touched.
The NA and NB have pretty much the same belt line, which means the arm hang out the window is perfect. Do you remember the feeling of getting your license and driving your parents' Ford Windstar or Suzuki Esteem wagon or Ford Escort wagon or Eagle Vision TSI or Plymouth Breeze or Honda Odyssey minivan? Yeah, they're plain family cars, but to you in that moment of youth, driving it by yourself, those were chariots of freedom. You smell the autumn leaves mixing with the dough smell from a passing pizza shop or the jaunty spice of a halal cart. With the top down in the Miata, the world opens up and it's friendly again. There is hope, there is beauty, and you are beautiful.
I drive a Mazda Miata M-Edition. I enjoy driving more than most people. I am a superior being. With every shift, I come in and out of my rectum. I have a 4-foot length of vinyl tubing going from my urethra to my asshole, so I can empreg myself every time I change gears. I drive a Miata. I also fart inside with the windows up, top up, and the heater on full blast. I drive a Miata, and I'm going to legally marry my ass. Mazda Miata M-Edition, the official car of ASMR porn, but it's just a 64 kilobyte recording of myself sleeping. The one downside of Miatas is the fanboys who treat owning a Miata as if they're a special elite club, like you're all wine tasters. Yes, I too enjoy the perfect weight distribution, which is the key to superior turn and speed. I'm better than you. Careful, Miata owners, you're starting to exhibit phony chosen people status like so many Corvette owners. And I'll bet you think that this is rare because it's an M-Edition. It's not. Mazda made M-Editions every single year starting in 95, was it? I don't know. Kay doesn't know. He's shaking his head. At some point, they started making M-Editions and saying they're rare, but they made 3,000 every year. So, you know.
Basically a Grand Sport.
Basically a what?
Grand Sport.
There you go.
I know I'm giving another plug here, but please, if you're gonna enter any of these giveaways, enter this one, man. Pop your Miata cherry. Enter this one at fanathem.com/regularcars. Buy some limited edition merch, and you're gonna help out the channel, and we're gonna take more road trips, and they're coming soon. Just waiting for the green light. Green light, green light, green light, green light. I want fun times. When fun times now. Wee wee. Oop. Everybody else doing commuting. There's a Miata girl. Hi. Oh, but she's in an ND. She has things like traction control and anti-lock brakes and a roof that's not fabric. And just like Robert Evans said when he made the pitch to Gulf and Western, all the money that we make from these giveaways, you're gonna see right back here on the screen. Go to fanathem.com/regularcars. Buy some limited edition merch. You help out the channel, and man, someone's just gonna get to experience this. Thank you so much.